Hey guys, it's Josiah here, back again with another video. Now, I wanted to make this video on how to beat deliverability in 2025 because, especially in 2024, it was such a hard year for deliverability, right? And a lot of people got messed up by Microsoft specifically, a lot of bounce backs being high, a lot of inboxes shut down, people just deliverability tanked, especially mid to the end of the year last year in 2024. And I wanted to do this quick video on how I've decided to beat deliverability and basically just double or even triple my reply rate just by these tactics that I've been using alone, as they should just change the whole game to a point right now that I'm booking anywhere between 3 to 6 appointments consistently on email right now. Okay, so now if you don't know who I am, my name is Josiah. I've scaled my own agency from 0 to 50K in under 90 days. This is all without using ads. Now I'm currently building a 7-figure consulting business. We work with agencies, helping them scale their revenue and book anywhere between 2 to 5 qualified calls each and every single day on a pay per result basis, right? Now, clients I've helped clients like Vimal go from 0 to 8 to 70K per month, and that is on 150K per month. And now we help them from literally 0 as a university student, go from 0 to around 10K per month, around 3.5 months, and we help Dean add an extra 30K in just 31 days using the exact same systems. Okay, so now deliverability is one of the biggest reasons people do not scale on email, right? Because deliverability, it's a headache, right? Every time you're sending emails, you don't know if it's maybe a lead issue, a deliverability issue, or let's say a copywriting issue, a lead sourcing issue, and deliverability 9 times out of 10 kills people in the game, and that's why a lot of people have subpar results on email. Okay, now the reason why is because deliverability is complex, right? It basically changes every year. For example, 3 years ago, you could use Zoho and have the best deliverability. Let's say 2 years ago, you could use Zoho and have the best deliverability in the world, right? I remember when them days were just hot. We were just using Zoho, very cheap inboxes, and you're just scaling, right? Just pumping out appointments left, right, and center. And that's why a lot of people got rich just using Zoho. And then I remember was it 2023, Zoho just went, phew, killed everyone that was using it. And I remember when I woke up that day, and that point I had like 1.5 thousand inboxes with Zoho. And I woke up that day and Zoho just knocked every single one of these inboxes out of the park. So I had to restart from fresh, and I had lots of clients as well. We lost some clients because of it, and we had to basically just start all over again from Google. And that's why deliverability is a bit complex, because it's changes. The spam filters are getting stricter day in and day out, and we just need a way every single, let's say 3 to 6 months to keep on top of them, because that's kind of the kind of trend that I'm seeing right now. Every 3 to let's say 6, 7 months, that's when there may be a new deliverability update. Maybe AI is in the picture, a lot of things are in the picture. So everything I've done here is basically to maximize, or what I've done for myself, to maximize deliverability so you guys can start scaling on the platform, right? And this the main thing people don't know how to scale. The main thing that people don't know is how to manage and beat deliverability, right? And that's where they keep getting stuck, or their emails never actually launch properly and scale. Okay, here I'll show you the exact thing that you can do to beat deliverability so you can land in the inbox 80% of the time. Okay, so the first thing I'm doing right now is ESP matching. So what ESP is email sender provider matching. And the reason I've done this because around 2024, Microsoft spam filters are one of the strictest it's ever been as well. So what we've been doing right now, and we've done a test on this, that 80 to 90% of our Google, 90% of the time when it goes into another Microsoft inbox, right? And this literally killed our results because of running campaigns, and the campaigns at the start, it was doing good. We're getting good reply rate, anywhere between 5 to 10% reply rate on our campaigns. And then all of a sudden for a week, we went to like 1% reply rate and haven't changed anything. But what I've realized is that week, we changed the leads, and that's probably the only thing that changed. And the leads were more Microsoft leads than Google leads, right? And we had a shit ton of Microsoft leads in the campaign. And the next week, all our results plummeted. And I was just like, why? And I kept asking my friends. And then I realized that Microsoft spam filters has increased significantly. And this, again, is a very bad thing to happen, because especially if you're targeting enterprise companies, right? People that essentially have a lot of money. These are big conglomerate companies, anywhere between 5,000 employees. Most of them use Microsoft, right? Most of them use Microsoft. So to go around that, we found the best way to kind of go through that is actually just matching Microsoft inboxes to Microsoft inboxes and Google inbox to Google inboxes, and actually just testing them in separate campaigns, which we'll just get into a minute, instead of just having them all bundled up in the same campaign and just toggling ESP matching, let's say on Instantly or Smartly, right? So you must have right now in your infrastructure a mix of Google, Microsoft, and sometimes if you want, see SMPT campaigns, and SMPTs are basically like Inframail or like Mailreeve, these providers, right, which you can find, and they basically have kind of their own little email setup. Okay, now this essentially is going to help you with deliverability, because when we redone the test and we've done Microsoft to Microsoft, we were landing in the inbox around 80% of the time, and then Google to Google, we're landing in inbox again 85% of the time. And this will help you save so much time in the process that if you just build it the right way, you can have so much success in cold email. Because guys, cold email is actually the bedrock. If you don't get cold email right, it doesn't matter how good your lead sourcing is, how good your copy is, how good your offer is. If no one's seen your email, it's done, right? It's done. So you want to set up the emails from the get-go with Google on one side, Microsoft on the other, okay? And that's what we're doing right now, right? As well as SP segmentation, okay? So because the email segmentations or the email spam filters getting so strict, we have been segmenting our leads. Now, the way we do this is fun. It's kind of particular. So we put our leads into Instantly, and Instantly has kind of this, let's say, lead validation tool. And in this lead validation tool on instantly.ai, you can see if the lead is Google or Microsoft, okay? So what we then do is export it out of Instantly and then segment the list, right? So we have a campaign that's literally only Google inboxes, and we have another campaign that's only Microsoft inboxes. This allows us to isolate kind of the spam filters in between Google and Microsoft and see which ones are performing the best, right? And prioritize them. Because you could have, let's say, a lead batch of 1,000 leads, and let's say 70% on Microsoft and 70% on Google, you put them all in the same, let's say, campaign, you don't know which ones are performing the best. So for me, I'm actually a bit like a numbers guy. I'm a data-driven guy. So I love to isolate which part or which, let's say, spam filters are working, which ones are stricter, which ones are less strict. So I know exactly what campaigns to scale, right? So right now we're scaling heavily Google campaigns, just for if you want to know, we're scaling heavily Google campaigns and then putting them in the batch and actually just scaling all of them campaigns up like that. Okay. Now another thing as well is I really want to drive this home is content and infrastructure. Okay, so we use heavy spin tags. So what we do is we spin tags names, or like hey name or hello name. We spin tags numbers. So if we ever like doing a guarantee, like we can promise you 20 appointments or 20 clients, we spin tags them numbers. And we also add quote, right? So at the end in the footer, when it comes to the signature, we add a quote, and we have like, let's say 10 quotes that we just spin tags all along. And this allows us to mimic a real human behavior on email, which means a lot of our accounts are not getting spammed up as like, hey, just basically copy and paste in the same email, right? We remove any links from the first email, except if it's a trusted link. So we use a Loom system as well. So we use Loom, and we use a Vimeo system, which is absolutely crazy. When our video comes out, you guys are gonna love it, right? And we already have 2 follow-ups on the first email. Now the reason I've done this is because after the 3rd or 4th follow-up, we just got a lot of spam complaints, and it done more harm than good. So what we like to do is just do 2 follow-ups after the first email, and then wait 3 to 6 months, and then just kind of recycle that lead, right? Now we send around 20 to 25 emails per inbox. That's kind of what we've been doing. And a lot of people do a bit higher, right? Like 50 to 55. We just always done 20 to 25 because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we kind of keep the emails out, the inboxes as healthy as possible, right? And we want to keep them for the longest time. I hate doing another kind of like infrastructure refresh and buying whole new domains and inboxes. It's annoying, but that's why we keep it kind of lower, around 20 to 25, and then just let us ride the wave, right? The next thing as well is we buy 1.5x more emails than necessary. Now, the reason I do this is I have, let's say if you want like 20 inboxes, you need 20 inboxes and 10 domains. So you have 2 domains, 2 inboxes per domain, right? What we would do is buy 30 inboxes and 15 domains and keep the other 5 domains and 10 inboxes on the side, just cooking, just warming up and just doing the whole warm up process, right? Alongside, and that will be running at the background as we're sending out more emails on our current campaigns. The reason I do this is because I'm expecting, or I'm actually looking forward to the deliverability problems, because deliverability is not like, let's say, a problem to solve, is a dichotomy to manage, right? Right? Sometimes you have good deliverability, sometimes you have bad, and once you have bad, you need the backup in place for that time, right? It's like being prepared for, let's say, the rainy times to come, instead of just thinking there's always going to be sunshines and rainbows, right? Because the deliverability you have last month is not necessarily the deliverability you're going to start off with this month. And you need to just keep that top of mind each and every single week as you're tracking your data, as you're running campaigns, right? Because so many times back in the day, I used to just be, oh my God, we have a sick campaign, let's scale it to the moon. I'll scale it, and then my results plummeted, right? I'll use the same copy, everything like that, and because I just underestimated how quickly deliverability can change, right? Or I underestimated how long I had on that deliverability train, right? To kind of keep it going. So now we always have emails in reserve, right? Right now we have like 20, like 50 inboxes at a time in reserve for us. That's just for our campaigns that we can always swap out of to keep us basically in the game for as long as possible, right? It's in results. The results to be consistent and then slowly progressing on and on. And that's why I 100% recommend you having an extra, if you're going to buy emails or domains, buying 1.5x more of them. Okay, so that's what we're doing at the moment in terms of what comes into deliverability. This will change over the 6 months. I will be making videos just going over kind of the updates that we're doing, the trends, because deliverability, again, is something that we're going to be managing year on year on. It's something that like it's always going to be a problem against us cold emailers that's always looking to book appointments, right? Now, if you're interested in how to set this all up, the email copies we use to generate appointments, there is a link below for free training just to see what we do and everything like that. But if not, just like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.